the scene and I'm thugging it. Glock on my hips, so you know that I'm clutching. Catch me up, I'm a down, I'm in public. Police keep asking, I'm changing the subject. Way I grew up. And my dad would like, he was like, I don't know, teenager or something. And he had a knife in his hand, just like a regular like steak knife.
Right.
And he just kind of like had it in his hand. And he saw a fly on the table. And he just went, and he cut the fly's head cleanly in half. And he just kind of stood there and was like,
Was that the psychopath?
I can't believe I just did that.
That's like some fucking nen shit, man. Like, that's like, what's the anime move where you can like completely remove your presence, right? Because
his dad just pulled that shit.
He appeared right behind me and I didn't notice him. I used to have like a fucking squeaker voice when I was like 5 years old. And my dad would always fucking rag me on.
How about 58 years old, my voice box doesn't go that low.
No, okay.
Oh, that high, I'm sorry.
My voice isn't that high.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm drinking gin. Lightweight over here is drinking beer.
Hey, I have to go soon, alright?
Yeah, excuse me.
My dad can't speak Welsh. My mum can speak Welsh.
Right.
So my dad fucking butchers the names, and I always just correct him. So I just
Right.
find I just want to be an ass. I'm like,
Oh yeah, I do that to my dad with Japanese as well. Like I fucking love doing it.
oh
like-
yeah, it's the same situation.
Yeah, it's like, shut up, son.
This one says, does your dad watch anime?
No.
Because again, he's a fucking film snob. So he's like, the only anime movies that I will like and enjoy is Akira and Wicked City. If it doesn't have anime tits in it, I ain't interested.
Wow, that is delicious. Finally, some good fucking food.
Samurai Jack is just a fucking great show,
Amazing,
period.
yeah.
You know
Samurai
what I mean?
Jack was like the one Cartoon Network show other than Ed and Eddie that my
Yeah.
dad would be just as excited to watch with me.
So good.
He was like, dude, Samurai Jack's on? Move out of the way. My dad, because my dad like used to work for like a printing company.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what he would do is he would find like high res like pictures of Exodia.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
My parents
And he
did
would-
that one time
and
as
he would,
well.
like, and he would like print them out, and I would come to school and I'd be like, "Yeah, I got all 5 pieces of Exodia."
Yeah, yeah.
And he full on like printed out these like pirated fucking Exodia, like, and they were like shitty like 240p qualities of
Yeah.
Exodia, right?
Yeah.
But as a 10-year-old, you don't know the fucking
Holy
difference.
shit! I just got mad flashbacks. Holy fuck!
So I would come to school and I'd be like, "Boys, I have all 5 pieces of Exodia." A 10-year-old doesn't know, right? So they're like, "Whoa, no way, you got Exodia." So we know, in our household, we already know cockroach spray is a lie. It never kills the cockroach in one go.
yeah, just smack them with the spray.
Yeah.
like
No, or you do what my dad does, which is in Australia, because we also have like big fuck off cockroaches like that.
Yeah.
Right. And there was one that appeared in the kitchen. What? It's always the kitchen. They appeared in the kitchen. My mum screams. My dad walks in and is like, "What is it?" She points to the wall and there's a big fuck off cockroach like that. And he's like, "Son."
eat it.
So he calls me over. I'm like, "Yes, father, what is it?" It's like, "Son, bring me 2 tissues." And I was like, "I beg your pardon?" It's like, "Bring me 2 tissues."
One ply. I want to feel
I'm like,
it.
just 2. He's like, "Just 2. I've never seen a man move this fast in my life. He was
Yeah.
like, bam! And he just grabs it. And it's in his hand. And you can hear this thing just like around in his hand.
Did he do the
And then he
obligatory
walks-
anime crush?
And
Yeah.
no, he walks up to my mom and goes right up to her ear and goes, crunch!
Oh no!
and then he looks me in the eyes and he's like, "I love that sound." I'm like, "You are the most."
Your fucking house.
I'm like,
is
"You are the most Australian father I could ever have, and I love it."
It's just like the weirdest fucking house on earth.
Like that's how to assert dominance
Yeah.
in your family, right?
Alright, this one says, was it a hard decision to support your son's YouTube career?
No, because we don't support it. It just does it. What are you talking about?
And like, my dad would be like, "What are you doing in your room?" Because he thought I was doing something else.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when I told him that I was watching anime, I remember my dad saying like, "Okay, at this point, I think I'd rather you just do drugs." It's like, I would have been less disappointed if I found out you were doing drugs in your room.
Which one's more life crushing?
Yeah. Arguably, they're both around the same.
Yeah, exactly right.
My dad used to say this one threat. It's like a legit threat.
Right.
Where like if I did anything like bad in public,
Yeah,
he'd
yeah.
just like grab my ear and just whisper being like, "I brought you into this world. I can easily take you out." In Australia, we say literally.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, that's
literally.
that's
But
how
I
we
can't
say it
say
as well.
literally anymore. I have to say literally. I don't know why. And my dad gave me so much shit for it the last time I was home. He's like, "What the fuck did you say?" Literally, you sound like a fucking American, man. I was like, say literally like a true Aussie. I'm like, all right. Thank you for your patriotism, Dad.
Can you roast Joey in pure Aussie slang goodness?
What's the level of roasting?
The thing is, my dad roasts me daily. So whatever he says, I'm going to be like, yeah, hi.
You got a face like a drop pie, you.
I don't think I've ever unironically called someone wanker.
I have. Lots of times.
Heaps
of times.
I just-
particularly in traffic.
No, you said worse things in traffic. My favorite thing you ever said in traffic, and I've told this to my friends, but my dad has pretty bad road rage. Some guy cut you off or something like that, and then you just beeped because you almost crashed into him. And I remember the exact words you said, you f***ing knob gobbler.
I've actually used that a few times.
And I was like, whoa.
Because like my dad was so fucking, because my dad has been like an IT salesman for like the past 30 years. So this man, I don't know how the fuck he did it, but I remember like when I was in like high school or something, and I wanted to buy my first guitar, like a proper electric guitar, and he bought me like this like really nice Epiphone guitar, which is worth like $2,000 or something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And he looked at it and he's like, "So this is just the guitar, right?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I have a chat with you, mate?" and he took the dude like back behind like the counter into a room.
Right.
And he's like, "Hold on, son, I'm just gonna."
Did he fucking beat him up?
I don't know.
Why did he have to go in the back? Why couldn't he do it at the counter?
I don't know. But he like took him to the back. He's like, "All right, let me talk." And then I think maybe like 10 minutes later, he came out. "All right, so the guitar now is $1,500, and he threw in a free amp." And I'm like, "How? What did you say? What did you do? How did you do?" He's like, "I just talked to him, mate." I'm like, No. Like, if it was that easy, then everyone would be getting deals. It's not just a matter of, oh, I just talked to him. Like,
Well, what did you say to him? Where everyone can
He'll
talk.
never know.
yeah. I was like, what did you say?
Did
And
you
he's
do a
like,
fucking Jedi mind trick? Was it like that's technically
yeah, I'm
fucking
like,
talking, isn't it?
did you like Inception, like plant the seed? And he's just like, it's 1,500 now. I remember like I went to Bottle with my dad once, and my dad got ID'd. And I remember like he was like, obviously they ID'd me because I was like 22 or whatever, right? Like obviously, but then the guy looked at my dad and was like, "ID, please." And my dad straight up said, "You fucking kidding me? Do you know how many gray hairs I have on my face?" It's like, of course I'm not fucking 20 years old. And the kid was like, "All right, fair enough."
That's the question. At what age did you figure out that, spoilers alert, Santa isn't real?
Oh, dude, I like went on like an operation at like midnight to like find out.
I found out accidentally because I think I was maybe like 10 or 11 and it was Christmas night and I was like, fuck, I really need a pee. I drank too much, whatever it was. And I got up in the middle of the night. My dad was like this next to the tree and he just called me red-handed and he's like, "All right, son, it's time. You found out."
It's time you knew the truth.
You got me, kid.
I used to do narration in documentaries.
Not really.
No.
But I remember what it was too. I think it was legitimately the first time I watched like a hentai on my computer. And I remember as well which hentai it was. It was a Kanojo.
Oh, classic.
Classic, right? Classic.
Yeah.
Right. It's like next to Bible Black. It's like
Yeah,
a classic, right? And yeah, so I was like, oh, something has arisen in me.
Something has arisen in me.
Something has arisen in me.
Right.
My little Joey is woke now.
Right.
So I was like, let's give it a go. And so I did it, and then I hear like a clack of the door opening, and I look around, and it's my dad standing there, and he just said, "Really, mate?"
My dad's gonna read the comments, so don't write anything too please. I don't want to get judged.
No, that's cool.
From you.
That's cool. You can all go get otherwise. I'm joking.
Yeah.
And apologies for the profanity. I wouldn't normally do it, but
Yes, you would. What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, my dad is like, fucking openly comments on my videos and being like,
That's my son. That's my boy.
No, I remember one time he's like, "Did you see the comment on my latest on your latest video?" And I'm like, no, I get thousands of comments every day. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll send you a screenshot of it. and he's like, oh, you might have missed it because I don't use my name on it. But instead, he didn't use his name on it, right?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a completely different username.
Right.
But I knew immediately it was my dad because the comment starts with, hey, son.
That's pretty good.
It's like, hey, son, I really like this video. The editing was done really well. It's like, you'll never know it's me. It's like, yeah, sure, Dad.
That's so fucking wholesome. I don't know why that's so fucking wholesome.
Yeah, but the problem is that like when I was still using Facebook back in the day, but my dad would not only use his real name, but would also comment on every fucking thing I posted, always starting with, hey, son. So like,
Hey guys, Joey's dad here.
yeah. And so I had to like, one day he came in being like really upset at me, being like, why'd you block me on Facebook, son? I'm like, because you keep fucking... Stop commenting! Stop opening a comment with, hey, son!
Your dad sounds like such a fun guy.
No, he's a great guy, don't get me wrong, but like, I had to literally block him on every social media just because he kept fucking doing that. And now the
number one harasser is your
And now the only way I can get in contact with my dad is, get this, through email.
Now every one of your comments on every one of your
Gonna be,
videos is
"Hey,
gonna
son."
It's just gonna
be
start
like,
with, hey, son.
Hey, what up, it's your boy. Ding, 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 humble brag alert. Did you know I have a Wikipedia? And naturally, I got very excited because again, I was like, oh my god, I have my own Wikipedia. So here we are, here's my Wikipedia page. Almost immediately, you might find something that's a little bit strange that you would normally see in a regular Wikipedia page. And that usually sits right here. There's no picture of me, but where I was born, Sendai, Japan. I can tell you right now, I was not born in Japan. He's a Japanese-Australian YouTuber, voice actor, rap, podcaster. I didn't know podcaster was an actual occupation, but there you go. But my education, St. Paul's College and the University of Sydney. Okay, I'm fairly certain I've talked about how I graduated from the University of Sydney, or USyd for you Australians, but I don't ever remember talking about my high school by name especially. This is the school that I went to for 6 years of my life. Okay, they mentioned Ikuru here, but unfortunately... they don't spell it correctly. My music name is Ikuru with 2 R's. I like your associated acts. Abroad in Japan. I like to think that this list is kind of constructed around, you know, who is the most related in terms of like content and stuff like that on YouTube, or like, you know, just my life in general. And I love how, if that is the case, above my own fucking girlfriend, who I've been with for almost 6 years now, it's fucking abroad in Japan.
I do enjoy his videos with Chris. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, Chris Broad?
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Shout out to my boy Chris Broad.
Yeah. I'd really like to meet you, man. I wouldn't mind having a beer.
I don't think Chris is going to watch this.
Well, whatever.
Performing both piano and vocals with references to his late grandfather, Eishiro Suzuki. Okay, hold the fuck up. This is the part right here that is the most fucking suspicious. Because there is no way in hell anyone should know that piece of information. At least this part, but I'm sure many other parts of my Wikipedia were written by a family member. And by personal life, I mean 2 sentences. On his father's 56th birthday on the 30th of April 2016, Bissinger announced his relocation to Japan, and he has lived there since then. I guarantee this was written by my dad. It has to be. On his father's 56th birthday on the 30th of April 2016. I have never once said how old my dad is. And if there is no public information available, as far as I know, about how old my father is right now, then how does Wikipedia know that in 2016 my dad was 56 years old? It's because my dad fucking wrote this. I guarantee this shit.
Wiki Dad.